Let's look at solving a quadratic equation with an application of one. We're using Desmos. So here we have a tiny toy rocket. It's shot straight up in the air. The function is h of t is equal to minus 16t squared plus 128t plus 3. This gives the height in feet of the rocket after t seconds. So let's first draw a graph. We're going to go ahead and go into Desmos, type in that function. So y1 equals minus 16. Can't use t, you have to use x squared. And then plus 25. And let's make sure I do have the right equation. It's minus, plus 3, not my plus. Let's get the right equation. Plus 128x plus 3. So there's my equation typed in. Now looking at this graph, I don't see a whole lot. Do you need to change my window? Again, I can either just zoom out. The problem with zooming out is it's going to make my x's way bigger than I need them to be. So I'm going to actually go into the graph settings, and I'm going to go into change my x's to go from, we know we don't need negatives here, so maybe we'll do -1. I like to do a -1 just so I can see the edge of the graph, to maybe 10. And then let's do my y's going from maybe -1 to, let's try 40. Nope, 40 is not big enough, so let's try 100. 100 is not big enough. Let's try 500. There we go. 500 is big enough. So now you can see the whole graph, and you can see more of what's going on. So if you want to find your horizontal asymptotes, you can do that. There's your 0.3, and your other horizontal asymptote is 8.0230. And I might move down just a little bit just so I can see a little bit more. So maybe we're change my y min to be maybe -10 to 500. And for the y min from -1 to 10. And so there you can see you've got your initial, your horizontal, your vertical asymptote is 0.3, your horizontal is -0.23. So that's really because the person probably threw a little bit higher up, so you couldn't have a negative time. And then you've got your time here. That's actually what time you will hit the ground. If you want to know where the maximum height is, that's your vertex. There's your vertex right there. So that's all you have to do those, find those that way, is go and look for all of those different values. And then you have all the values you need to get your values that you want. If you want the practical range, you wouldn't go below, well, your practical domain would be 0 to 10. I'm sorry, to 8, because or let's go a little bit more than 8, because you're going to hit the ground and then time stops when it hits the ground. Your practical range would be 0, because that's when you hit the ground. Your maximum would be 259. So there you have your information of where your domain and range happen to be and your vertex.